Queensland housing just got even more expensive. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your hashtag not sponsored coffee and I want to look at, well, an initiative of our previous premier that was released at the tail end of last year that I missed. You'll forgive me considering the start of the year I've had. But this is an example of how government inflates house prices right here. I can understand why they're doing it, but this is the problem. When we need to talk about this, we need to educate the public about this. So cost of living boost for first home buyers. So in November of last year, they doubled the first homeowner grant to $30,000 for eligible first home buyers. 30 grand from the state government that's given to people to buy their first home. Now, housing in Queensland has just gone insane. Housing in Brisbane has gone insane. If you're like me and you bought, 7-8 years ago, you're starting to prepare your Facebook course to sell online about how to make massive gains in property because it's got nothing to do with luck and just timing. No. It's completely down to skill, buying, doing nothing, and doubling or tripling your money. That's how insane it's been. Now, the problem with this is one of the issues with the government intervening in the housing market. If you don't increase supply, if you don't have a comparable increase in supply, this will just inflate the sector which the first home buyers are going into. So they're all competing there. A lot of them want starter homes or homes that are also the target for investors. So this is the problem. If we have constrained supply, which we still have, because we've got the construction apocalypse going on with builders going under left, right, and centre, we still have delayed finishes of builds, and now you've got everyone with 30 grand in their pocket. Now, I know why they're doing this. I know why the Palaszczuk government did it. I know why they're going to, both sides of politics would do this because, well, the optics are good. You've got people, a whole generation frustrated. We need to get people owning homes. But we also need to ensure that everyone understands the unintended consequence of this. And then you've got the other side. You've got the whole doomer argument of property crashing and falling. It'll go up 5%. I saw a comment yesterday. It'll go up 5% and then crash down 30%. Now, this, I'd argue, is one of the pillars of the housing sector. Government intervention, government support. This is another argument against a correction. Is it going to get any better? Is it going to change? No. This is going to continue. This type of thing will continue. We just need to ensure the populace are educated about it. That, okay, fantastic. It's like the home builder scheme. That overheated the housing market too, and we're seeing the consequences of that. The Palaszczuk government, the only people who get the advantage of this is the first people that get it. They're the ones that will jump in, they'll get the advantage of it, and then the next group that goes in for it will lose that advantage. It's the first mover advantage that get the benefit of this, then the market will adjust and take account of it. The Palaszczuk government is backing first home buyers through increases in the first home owner grant scheme. The improved incentive includes doubling the first home owner grant, taking the total of 30 grand for eligible first home purchases. The $15,000 boost will come into effect for transactions entered into or on or after Monday, the 20th of November. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you have taken advantage of this grant, if this was enough to help get you into housing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not disparaging people for taking advantage of this. Bloody hell, do it. It's money that's on the table. You have to now. If you're a potential first home buyer, you have to take advantage of this grant, or else you'll be now at a competitive disadvantage to everyone else out there. So don't feel guilty, okay? That's what has to happen. But the shit thing's going to be, what about the other side of the argument? What if you're, divorced, marriage has fallen apart, and you're trying to start again later in life? I mean, now you're competing with all the first homeowners who have got the government giving them 30 grand and you don't. This increase means Queenslanders will have access to the equal highest first homeowner grant in Australia, triple the grants available in New South Wales and Victoria. Is that something to be proud of? It's estimated doubling the grant will support 12,000 buyers to unlock their first home by the 30th of June 2025, when the boost is set to expire. Okay, so it's only temporary. So you got a window to get in. So what happens if, well, let's draw a little. Okay, let's draw a little supply demand graph to get oh, look at that. If I hold down, let's straighten up. Oh, shit. I've been using OneNote forever and I learned something new. Okay, we've got 2 lines here on this graph. Now, this is a simplified version of a market, but it's good to take a few lessons away from it. Okay, here we go. Come on. Beautiful. Look at this. Here we have our demand. We've got quantity of houses. Here's the price. And here is the supply of houses. And right now we have, and we'll show this with this color here. Can you see that? Okay. Right now we have, we'll call that P and Q. Say the market is in equilibrium. Okay, I know it's bullshit. I know houses are really expensive in Queensland. But right now you're paying what? 800 grand, 700 grand for an average house. Now, all of a sudden, demand artificially increases for starter homes, first home buyers, because people have been given an extra amount of money. So let's say demand has suddenly increased. So that means it moves over in this direction. So there's more demand. The quantity of houses people want is, well, higher. But the problem is supply over here, this guy. The amount of houses on the market can't change that fast. There's not enough on the market. It takes time. Now we still have increased demand. But now the equilibrium point, the price, has gone up to here. So it's increased. So by increasing the demand of housing, we've increased the equilibrium price for housing. So by trying to fix the problem, unless you increase the supply on the market, prices are going to go up. And this won't be uniform, this won't be everywhere, and this is a very simplified version of it, but you've got to appreciate the fact that this is what's going to happen. The government will use funds available through the progressive crawl royalties regime to give back to first home buyers. There you go. So everyone who votes green and wants to shut down coal plants probably should be barred from having access to this scheme because, well, that's paying for your house. Ethically, you can't do it now, can you? You can't, all the vegans who don't want to, who invest in those bullshit ethical super funds. I don't want to, bank with a bank that doesn't lend to a resource sector bloody company. All of those people now shouldn't take advantage of this because you are reaping the rewards from this evil, evil coal companies here. You wouldn't want to be a hypocrite, would you? Over the last 3 years, the Palaszczuk government has supported 24,000 homes into their first home through 365 million in grants. Perhaps that's why house prices have doubled. Between 2016 and 21, the rate of home ownership in Queensland increased from 62.2 to 63.5%. That's tiny. And we've got some quotes here that you can go through, and there you go. I mean, oh boy, they're trying. They're trying. So let's have a bit of a chat about this one, guys. So I thought it was relevant to go over this again, just to highlight another pillar of the housing market, everyone. People are not going to vote this away. I know you're going to have libertarians going, oh no, we need to get rid of this type of intervention in the market, free the market, let housing correct. Guys, there's a reason why having that opinion is in a minority. Most people don't even understand the implications of this. They wouldn't even think to it to any deeper level. And even if they do, what they'll do is they'll ignore the wider implications of these interventions and say, well, it'll help my kids out. They'll get in. That's what's going to happen. We know that's what's going to happen. It's not going to change anytime soon. And it's propped up by the resource sector. They're just harvesting money from that. And that's not going to die anytime soon. I know you've got all these people thinking, oh, iron's dead, coal's dead, it's all going away. We're all going to be living off solar panels and bloody wind farms. We all know that's bullshit. Even if Australia burns down all our coal plants and has solar panels and unreliable power, we're still going to be exporting coal overseas. We'll still be making money from that. It's still going to happen. I remember all the people saying, don't buy AGL, don't buy AGL. Yeah, well, I did. I'm glad I did. When they were saying not to, look how it's going now. Fortescue, same thing. So if you're sitting there expecting a correction, look at these interventions. What do you think is more likely? You have a populace that would allow and accept a significant correction in the housing market, or that would demand government intervention to support it? You tell me. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.